Hey guys, what's going on? I wanted to talk today about Wu-Tang Clan because they've pretty much been in the rise lately. And it's mostly because they just came out with this new TV show. It's called An American Saga. And if you haven't heard of it yet, it's basically an origin story about Wu-Tang Clan. And it's a reenactment with actors portraying them when they were younger, back in the 80s and 90s. It's pretty cool. It was directed by RZA, and Hulu just recently released a new trailer, and I think it's the final trailer. I'm not sure, but pretty sure it is because it's coming out next month. It's a Hulu exclusive, so I won't be able to watch it unless I pirate it. But, oh, did I just say that loud? Anyway, check out the trailer. It's pretty awesome.
Yo, play that beat again, son.
Shorty get you open like 6 packs.
This is where you should be putting your work into, not the streets.
Check the mythical back rock, cause I rock your head to back. Just like
spread this fire through the streets.
I grew up on the crime side.
This work we do,
The New York Times side.
it's all for family.
And we just trying to make music, yo.
You listening to beats? You ain't listening to the whispers out in the streets.
Music.
It must be nice to have dreams, but they ain't real. This house is real. That food on your plate, the money is real.
Your way ain't the only way, Vaughn.
A pawn behaves like a pawn because it believes it's a pawn.
I'm sick of this.
What?
This life.
A king rules because he commands power.
This is our home. For God's sake, you got to stop.
I'm gonna make something of myself.
When y'all gonna start making more music together?
Let's get that cream, son.
And wherever I go, you coming with me. Together, we stronger that way.
The Jizza, old dirty bastard, inspector, that make porn the chef. Ghostface killer.
We may be from separate hoods, but we gotta stick together.
Gonna make it big.
This is my Staten Island shirt, you know, because if I'm going to be talking about Wu-Tang Clan, might as well represent. I don't have a Wu-Tang Clan shirt, unfortunately. And why Staten Island? Because they were originated in Staten Island. That's where they started and where most of them are from. Before I get into that, though, how much did I pay for this shirt? $5. How many people on the island wear this exact same shirt? Too many. So if you're a diehard Wu-Tang fan, then you're undoubtedly going to love An American Saga. And yeah, these are some of the actors that are pretty much portraying them when they were younger. And they were pretty cool guys. And I would know because I was actually an extra in 2 episodes. So I'm glad I got to help out with the show. And it was pretty fun. You know, nothing major. Like I said, just an extra. But it was 2 scenes. One of them was in Staten Island. And it was at a concert. It was portraying like a concert. It was for Eric B. and Rakim. It was fun. You know, we were there pretty much all day, but it was enjoyable. And then the other one was a club scene, and that was another day, and that was in Manhattan somewhere. It could be a little awkward, though, when music scenes are involved, because when 2 actors are talking, right, and you hear music in the background, that music in the background isn't actually playing when they're talking, and we're dancing, right? We're dancing, like acting like we're at the club, just having a good time. But in order for them to be really heard, the music can't be playing. So there's just like a beat, like, but we have to pretend like we're listening to, you know, like we're really, and it could be awkward because it's like, that's really hard to fake dance, like, especially when there's like, just, and you have to pretend like, oh, okay, like, this is cool, I guess. So yeah, obviously they filmed most of the show on Staten Island because, like I said before, if you didn't already know, most of the Wu-Tang members are from there. So you're gonna see scenes from their actual old neighborhood that they grew up in, and pretty much made the Wu-Tang magic. And these trucks too, they were pretty cool. When I first saw them at one of the sets I went to, props, there's the Wu-Tang symbol and the truck and everything. I thought that was pretty dope. Staten Island is also referred to as Shaolin, and that nickname was given to by Wu-Tang. And it just like embedded and it stayed. And even if you look up Shaolin, it'll tell you the definition of it, like a Shaolin temple, like the art of like Shaolin fighting and all that, which they talk about in their songs. But it'll also say nickname for Staten Island. It's cool, and I've talked about it in previous videos before. This is actually a picture that my friends, like there's two of my friends are in the picture, and they just organized, I think one of them did, because one of them's a photographer, and he must have organized the shoot, and it's right by the Staten Island ferry out there, and it's like really cool that they did that. I wish I was like involved with it. So this is a picture of my buddy and I next to this beautiful big wooden Wu-Tang symbol. It's got the Shaolin name in it. There was just one day when I was driving by, and I noticed it on the wall. It's outside of this skate park, this indoor skate park on Staten Island. And I was like, oh dude, I gotta go back and get a picture next to it. And then I did, my friend and I went, and like someone took it for us. I also wanted to show this picture too. It's a mural painting, Wu-Tang inspired, basically trying to tackle climate change. And I thought that was a pretty cool concept, how whoever the artist is did that. So as I recall, Wu-Tang, for a minute you didn't really hear much about them anymore, and you kind of assumed they weren't doing much. So we thought, right? But then about 9 months ago, out of nowhere, they came out with this little documentary. It was called Wu-Tang is for the Children. And it was for 25 years of their 36 Chambers album, Enter the Wu-Tang. It's pretty good. It's on YouTube. You can watch it on the certified YouTube channel. There's interviews, performances, and other cool stuff. In the very beginning, Method Man mentions how, because why 36 chambers, right? Well, apparently, because there was 9 members, rest in peace, Old Dirty Bastard. But, because 3 and 6 equals 9. The 36 Chambers album was heavily inspired by movies that they used to watch by these guys called the Shaw Brothers, and they were, Kung Fu style movies, so that's why in, their songs you hear, swords and, all that, cool sound effects and stuff, and then that's more or less how Staten Island got the Shaolin name, too. So a few months went by after the release of this little documentary, right? And then, out of nowhere, they announced the 36 Chambers 25th anniversary, tour. So basically they were going around touring and performing again and doing live music, and it was so cool, and I was like, yo, I gotta go. And they did a show in New York, and I missed it. I couldn't go for some reason. But then fortunately, they announced another show. It was maybe a month or so later, and it was at this place called the Beacon Theater, which I never been to before. Beautiful place. It's probably been around for years, I'm sure. And as you can see, April 25th, that's actually my birthday. I was so hyped. I was so excited. I called up my buddy. I was like, dude, let's go. We're going. $25. The seats were perfect. It was a really fun time. And if you notice, it also says Tribeca Film Festival. And it says that because Wu-Tang Clan also released another documentary, but not like this one on YouTube. This is a 5-part series that premiered exclusively on Showtime, and it was called Of Mice and Men. Not to be confused with the book of Mice and Men, and also the band of Mice and Men. So before they actually performed, and they were all there, the whole place was going nuts. They had friends too. It was a really fun time. They showed the first 2 episodes of this documentary, and a lot of it was showing them, growing up back then in the 80s and the 90s, how they met, how they got started in their music careers, and how it helped them get through a lot of the bullshit that was going back then, the gang violence, and issues with the cops, and even a lot of racist white people. And a lot of these racist white people were from my neighborhood in Rosebank, and anytime they kind of came to my neighborhood of Rosebank, which was filled with Irish Italians, they would get yelled at, to go back where they're from, and like all these racial slurs. They would get shit thrown at them. It was definitely educational. They had a lot of interviews from back in the day and from the present, as well as never before seen footage and live performances that from back then and today as well. But I also had no clue that they went through all that bullshit back in the day too. And even though it was kind of sad to see how they struggled, it's also very inspiring because despite all these odds against them, they still managed to become arguably one of the best rap artists of our time. One more thing I wanted to mention: this past May 4th, some of the Wu-Tang members came to Staten Island for the official naming of the Wu-Tang Clan District. Pretty much in their old neighborhood where they grew up, there was a huge crowd. Even though there was a rainy day, Hot 97 was there. There was interviews. Some of the members spoke out to the crowd. It was supposedly a really big day. I checked it out on YouTube. I couldn't go though. I don't think I even knew about it. I'm like out of the loop sometimes, man. Like sometimes these all these cool things are happening. I just don't know. Before they could even do this, it had to be approved by the city. But without a doubt, New York did it, and it was really cool that they recognized Wu-Tang as a big part of Staten Island and New York City. So at this event, they did the sign reveal, and I'm assuming it happened, at the end. And now what used to be the corner of Targi and Vanderbilt is now the Wu-Tang Clan District. Besides getting their own street named after them, they also revealed this beautiful painted mural. Back in the 80s or 90s, this is what originally was painted on the wall. Can it all be so simple? And then now, this is what it looks like. And it's awesome, right? They got the 9 members, Wu-Tang Clan District, plug in the Mike's of Men documentary right there. It's pretty awesome. And they took a selfie in front of it too. I thought that was, pretty cool thing to do. May the 4th be with the Wu. I think that's the main reason they literally had this whole thing, this event, this reveal on May 4th, just so they could have that up there. May the 4th be with the Wu. I love it. It's freaking amazing. And they also added the big logo in black with all their names on it. I think it was a pretty nice touch, And then on top, Wu-Tang Clan's for the Children, also plug in the YouTube documentary. It's all pretty amazing. I passed by there. I want to have my own personal pictures of it. That's why I gotta go back there again with my camera on a nice sunny day and just get some cool shots. So if you guys want to check out what the event was actually like, I put a link in my description. It's a Hot 97 video because they actually went there and pretty much covered the event. And it really looked like a good time, and I'm sorry that I missed out on it. I feel really bad about it. So if you couldn't already tell, this has been a pretty huge year for Wu-Tang Clan. They're basically saying, don't forget us because we never went anywhere. We've been doing all this stuff, working on these things. We're still as big or maybe even bigger than ever. Wu-Tang changed music. They're always going to be considered the OGs, and this whole lifestyle they introduced in New York, it's always going to be engraved in this city. I'm sure they have tons of more plans for the future, and honestly, I just can't wait to see what they have in store. But hey guys, that's all I wanted to talk about tonight. Thank you guys for watching. This is Vlogs with FITZ. Peace.